people there? We have people yet?
Can you see me? Can you hear?
It was an exercise that Scooter Wooten and I kind of wrote, and it's actually in the solo I wrote for Drew called Word, and that's the beginning. That's the first part of it. And then I just extended
slightly
it.
Different though. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
a little
inverted.
different.
It's not inverts. It's just.
Yeah, on the second half.
The double. It's just double. Like. It's the same hand. The flam accent and invert is the same hand.
Back here, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it on a delay of?
And the rhythmic keyboard is fun too.
A little bit. The cardio is mostly towards them.
That's why this is like so trippy because it's like I've known this like
You get
forever.
used to one way, huh?
Yeah, just one way. Like I play it in my sleep, but then this is like
Bust out the variations.
my mind is being blown. Not often I'm walking into this office.
Yeah, man.
not
Me and Andy
humble
Gilstrap
myself.
started.
Forever. I mean, no, forever. Like,
Last time I'm shooting all
I
that stuff to
never-
the website.
probably never grow out of it.
Trying to get this going.
Probably grow out of it.
That
Just
one.
keeps
As soon as you think you grow out of
I
it.
got it, and that big color
It keeps getting deeper and deeper, huh?
And whenever you, it's like what
when I'm getting a new
Socrates.
one, it's
The
gonna
more
be
you know,
about
the more you realize.
You don't know.
Keep this
And
one, this
the
will be my
the
stream
moment
channel.
you think you know
'Cause
everything
this
is the
one
moment you
shoots really,
stop
really well,
learning.
But it's just a DSLR, so
Socrates
it
said
can
that?
only film for like
I don't
20
know.
minutes.
He said the first
And then it
one.
shuts
He
off.
said
That's
the first
true.
one. I know that for
Yeah.
a fact. He said
Camcorder.
Not shit. I mean, not.
we're live, by the way.
Oh,
We didn't have a falling out or anything.
I don't know anything about it. And then the more I say, it's going. Oh my gosh, I knew.
Probably
I know less. Every day I know less. Because you're learning more and you're going, realizing what you don't know. And it really opened up a whole new world for me. It's like my mind just
That's all it takes.
blew up.
The more stuff you get out there,
And I realized, okay, this never ends.
Now you make other people feel that way.
We got like a battle.
I still feel that way. Are you kidding? I still feel that way. You know, think about it. With the more experience you have, if what Socrates says is true, I know less than I did before. Because
they'll probably follow you around.
the more experience you have, the less you know. Because you go, wow, I don't know anything. You know, this is really. At some point, I thought I knew everything about rudimental drumming. You know. I think we all go through phases where you go, man, I'm pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at this. And then you get humbled. And then you just get, as soon as you think that, you get, pow! Smack. Nope, you do not. You see a video of some kid and you go, I can't do that.
Yeah. And he's like 12 or something.
Yeah.
Or he has one arm.
Yeah. I just saw his video on here.
And then 10 years later, you realize that now you understand everything.
Well, you at one point in my life, it was hard to take. I mean, I wasn't upset or cry or anything. It was just I had a difficult time learning, especially from younger people, because I didn't know anybody that was better than me, especially younger. So that was new. You know, as I got older, okay, here comes these kids, you know, and wow, they're playing great, they're doing stuff that I didn't know how to do. So I'm like, this is unacceptable.
You got 7.
You got 7 people?
It's 6:01.
Okay, let's go. We are on. We're on. We're live. Were you gonna do the comments? We have 7 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Wootimental.com. This is the first of many live stream lessons that we're going to have online, and we're happy you're here. So if you would, it's kind of weird giving a lesson to a camera. We have some people in the studio, but still I'm talking to you people out there. If you would, let us know where you're from in the chat box, who you are, and Gray Sheely here, the cameraman, is going to let me know who's online. And what I would like to get from this is a little feedback. Since this is our first live stream lesson, it's a lesson for us as well, because we want to improve and give you what you want in the future. So also maybe put where you're from and your experience level. So we'd like to know what experience levels are out there so we can cater to your rudimental needs. Okay? So, in fact, at any time, if you would, please ask questions, because that's kind of how this is going to go today. We really don't have a program set. I got a few guests here, some surprises for you, but we don't have a program set, and we kind of want to know what you would like to know. Now let me tell you a little bit about the website, and we'll kind of go from there. We're going to have series of videos on the website. You have to. It's a subscription website, so you'll have to subscribe. The cost for the website, Drew.
$20 a month.
I'm gonna let Drew come up here and tell you about that. You want to come up here? Come on.
Sure.
This is Drew, my son, and he's going to tell you about the subscriptions.
Hi. How are you, Internet? Good to see all of you.
It's internets, right?
Intranets. You've lost weight, haven't you? Yeah, we're going to have a subscription website where you can subscribe by the month. You can pay $20. You could do a 6-month subscription where you save $20 on that 6-month subscription. And then if you do a year, you get 2 months free. I did the math for how much you save a day, but that was using a calculator, and I'm awful at math. I can only count to 4, and sometimes 8. So
You might have to count to 5. Yeah. If you
Yeah,
count to
so
8,
it's-
you're okay.
yeah. But you're on the internet, and I'm not. So you could help me out. You could figure out if you divide 100 by 360.
All right. So with that subscription, you get access to the website, and on the website there'll be series of videos. Drew's going to be doing a whole series on beginner snare drummers. So from the very beginning, here's how you hold the sticks.
How to spell sticks, what sticks are, what drums are, what
And
hands are.
And a little bit of silliness
No, it'll be very serious
in there. So to keep
and not
it,
sarcastic at all.
no sarcasm. What, him sarcastic?
No, not me.
And then I'll have a series of videos on my book, Rudimental Remedies. So if you don't have this, you can get it now. Now you're gonna need a few things for some of these videos. First of all, you're gonna need a pad and some sticks. Hopefully y'all have them out there right now. We're gonna play in a minute. So, because that's what this is about, really. But I'll do a series on this book. And on every single exercise, there'll be a tutorial video, and then the etudes as well. So we've been filming those, getting them ready, so watch out, they're coming. All right, we're going to do some things out of my rudimental reference book. I'm going to have a couple superstars come up here in a minute and play a couple exercises out of here. So if you don't have that one, that's also available on the Wootimental Wheatail.
Yeah. Wootimental Retail Store.
Wheatail.
You get it because we're Wootens and rudimental. You get it. You get it. You're
They get
smart.
it.
You
They're
figured
smart.
out how to find
I
the
think
link.
they can.
And the
figure
big
it out.
thing too is the videos that we're doing on his books, Rudimental Reference Book and Rudimental Remedies. We're gonna give you, samples of there's 7 tempos for each exercise in that book. How many total play along tracks are there?
951.
He knows, 9. That's such a
I counted
specific
them.
number, so specific. But we're going to give you a sample of how to work through those. So maybe exercise 1 from lesson 1 at tempo 3. So maybe you want us to demonstrate tempo 1, or tempo 7. That's something we need to know from you, and the more feedback we have from you, anything,
All right.
you need to let us
Greg,
know.
what do we have? Do we have anybody talking yet?
Yeah, we got Matt Fair's in there.
Oh, Matt Fair. Is he down the hall?
Kelton Norris.
Kelton, what's going on,
Raleigh,
Kelton?
Mississippi. And then Frank Sanchez, 30 years drum set, 4 years learning about drum corps rudimental drumming.
All right, Frank, welcome. Welcome to the show. All right, so y'all got your pads? Let's play some. We'll play something out of my book. You can play with me. Let's do this.
See ludicrous speed.
Not ludicrous speed just yet. So we have
Out of your rudimental remedies book.
rudimental remedies. It's lesson 1. Let's do exercise 2 it's all just rebound strokes. So let me show it to you first. So it's rebound strokes. Get your sticks up. It's all rebound. We want everything coming back. The first measure is 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. Got it? That's it. Then you do it off the left. So we're going to do it off the right, then the left. 2, ready, go. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. Let's do that one more time. Ready, go. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. All right, next measure is 1 and a 2 and 3 EN, or 1 and a 2 and 3 EN, but it's right, 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 left, 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 left. Ready, go. Right, 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 right. Left, left, left. Ready, go. Right, 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 right. Left, left, left. Ready, go. Right, 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 right. Left, 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 left. All right, next measure is 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 1. All right, so and it's right, left, right, left, right. Ready, go. Right, left, right, left, right. Again. Right, left, right, left. Again. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 1. All right, so I know that the people who are watching have either 30 years experience or they're students or former students of mine. So let me know who else is out there. And there'll be definitely different levels of playing on this website. This might be advanced for some beginners. It might be remedial for some advanced players, but I would consider myself a moderately average player, right? A little above average player, and I need to do these things. I need to work on these rebound strokes.
Don't
right?
oversell it, man.
I'm sorry. All right, so let's play the whole exercise. We'll do it a few times, and it's going to repeat. So I'll count it once. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 and a 2 and 3 EN. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 1. You're pointing the wrong way.
No, it's me.
Oh, mirror image.
I was mirroring
got
it
you.
for them.
Ah, that's smart. You're pretty smart. Yeah. I don't know where he gets it.
Graduated
Here we go.
middle school. All right.
Here we go. Let's try it. I'll give you 4, even though this is in 3. We'll start out in 4. 2, ready, go. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 and 2 and 3 EN. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 1 EN, 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and 3 EN. 1 EN, 2 EN. One more time. 1 EN, 2 and a 3 N. 2 sticks up. 1 and a 2 and 3 EN. 1 EN, 2 EN. I lied. One more time. And a 3 N. 1 EN. Don't lift. Just straight down. Okay, so we're working on rebound strokes, and I'm glad Drew's here so I can
Correct me.
correct him, so
as
you can
usual.
take advantage of it. All right, so on this exercise, we want everything going down. We want to work on just pure rebound strokes. Okay, it's a technique exercise. It's going to help your single stroke rolls. So we'll be doing this. We'll be breaking down rudiments, all the rudiments, hybrids, the technique that it takes to play the rudiments. We'll be breaking it down stroke for stroke so that you can understand it and you can take it and run with it. And remember the motto. My motto is slow it down, break it down, so you can throw it down. So with that, we kind of broke it down. We did one measure at a time. Let's slow it down. Everybody goes, slow it down? What? We're supposed to get faster.
Seems counterintuitive.
Seems like it. But I'm telling you, it's a little more difficult to slow it down. And if you can get it right, and you can get these strokes without lifting and then playing, just playing down at a slow tempo, man, you're gonna master the faster tempos.
It's harder slower.
It is. I agree. Here we go. 2, a little slower. 2, ready, go. One more time. Oops. I made a mistake at the beginning, but part of it is recovering too. All right, that's why I messed up. So you can see me recover. All right, now that's not. I mean, that's kind of fun. It's fun playing with somebody else, but it's not a lot of fun. If you want to have a lot of fun, put on the track that goes with this. We have a track that's really cool with the live feed. We didn't work that out, but with the videos, we'll have them, and of course, with the when you have the buy the book and the CD, you'll have the tracks as well, so you can practice with them. Okay? We have any questions on there, Gray? No question. You guys got no questions? Anything? What would you like to know?
Can we see a show of hands?
What would you like to know? Or, what would you like to see in some of these videos? We'll also have a series of videos where we work on stick tricks, because visuals are more important than music. Good. I like the sound effect there. They're not. Sarcasm. But they're a lot of fun, and we're going to work on hi moms. That's your hi mom. Sup dad. So hi mom. Sup dad. Hi mom. Sup dad. Hi mom. Sup dad. All right? Doing that sort of thing. Breaking these things down little by little so you can really understand them and play them. I know it's a big thing. We just got through with a clinic at PASIC with the Flam 5, and I've had people like Jeff Prospery and Jeff Queen, Scott Johnson, and the BYOS guys, Ralph Nader, Harvey Thompson, Tim Green playing with us, doing a lot of stick tricks, and we're going to have some of those guys with us doing some of these things as well. So we got, speaking of guests, we have some guests out here. A former student of mine, can I say where you work?
Sure.
Okay, it's a former student of mine who now plays in the Old Guards. Scott Jameson is here with us. Come on up, Scott.
How's it going,
Hey Scott, how are you?
Good. Good to see you.
So we're going to have Scott do some stuff for us as well. And he just happens to be in town. This actually wasn't planned, but thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Cool. Let's play something.
Sounds great.
So also, we're going to have a series of ancient solos on the website. So let's do that. You want to do Crazy Army?
Sure.
Or Downfall?
Crazy Army?
Crazy Army's funkier. It's got flammacues. All right. We'll do Crazy Army. Ready?
Double A, double B twice. Filler second.
Filler.
Did you do that? Instead of the flammacues?
Yeah.
All that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was our rehearsal. We're ready now. How you do that? Sticks out. You do it. I'll follow you.
Sticks out.
got the visuals.
Yeah, well, they saw how well we recovered.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun because there were some surprises in there. I'm sure you saw that we didn't play it exactly the same. There's some accents that were different, and it was fun because I caught on to some of what he was doing, and he caught on to some of what I was doing, and we found a happy place in the middle.
Flip-flopped sometimes.
We did. You did it one way, and then I did it, but you did it the way I did it, and then so that was kind of cool. Did you catch that? So we got stuff like that on Wootimental.drumming.com. Any questions, Gray?
Yes, we got two. First one is from Larry Lawless.
Larry, what's up, Larry?
He wants to know, do you have a good breakdown for flam drags?
Tell you what, yes, we do. In the Larry Lawless, another roll-off composer, is just asked if we had a breakdown for flam drags. Yes, if you have this book, the Drummer's Rudimental Reference Book, there's a ton of stuff in here.
I already have a copy as well. So.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I got to put on my glasses. So, flam drags, section 27. This breaks it down. Oh, I like this exercise. There's a couple exercises that break it down. So remember, break it down, slow it down so you can throw it down. This one, we'll just play the first one. So, and it just plays one, and then there's a rest, another one, and then it puts them together. That's pretty basic. So, chat to get up, chat to get up, chat to get up. We got some chut dig. Hey, we should bring up the chut dig guy. Come on.
All right.
John Grant. We got another guest. No, you can stay up here. You can play it with him.
You
Or
sure?
maybe I don't know if we have room. We'll bring you up here in a minute.
Okay.
We'll bring both of them in a minute. We're having so much fun. So this is John Grant of Chut Digada. Have you heard of Chut Digada down in Brazil? Well, he runs that drum line. Started that drum line, and they're a YouTube sensation. So check it out. And he's now here at Southern Miss as a student and teaching the drum line at Southern Miss. I recruited him, brought him up from Brazil, so we got him here full time, which is really cool. And we're going to show him your book. You got your book? It's here. I know it's here.
It's right there.
It's over on the stand. Can you grab his book over there? His book will also be on the Wootimental Wetail page. So, and this is 10 pages, but it's more than 10 pages. So you want to tell a little bit about this?
Sure.
And then we'll get going on the flam drag. Sorry, Larry, I haven't forgot about you. Hang on.
Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me out.
Of course, dude.
And the 10 pages, it's called As 10 Páginas because that's in Portuguese. It's based off of 10 pages of what I consider stock exercises. When I was in Brazil, they asked me, what do these guys in drum corps know? What do they practice? How do they get so good? And so I felt this crazy responsibility to show them exactly, what people really use instead of making up my own exercises.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote out 10 pages of handwritten exercises, common things that are used, if you get to the top drum corps, everybody just kind of knows this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And those 10 pages have turned into 300 pages because we wrote quad parts out for them, bass parts,
yeah.
and then variations.
Yeah, bass parts and quad parts will increase the...
There's
Range
one
quite a
exercise
bit,
that turned into 40 pages just on
my
variations on that exercise. And then the grid, which was just one exercise amongst the 10 pages, turned into about 30 pages of basic triplet grid variations.
Yeah.
Basic. But anyway, that's the 10 pages book that we have, that we use in Brazil a lot.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so that will be available too, and we'll do some stuff. We have time out of this book as well.
And if you don't mind, I would like to explain why we call it Chat de Gada.
Okay, yeah, sure, of course.
Taking advantage of the fact that Larry is asking about my favorite rudiment.
Flam drag.
Yeah, the flam drag, Chat de Gada, is the way that I say flams. The cha and da would just be a regular tap.
Yeah.
And then digga is our double. So you have the cha, digga, da. And we called it that, and we put the flam drag as our logo to help kids actually start reading rudimental music, you know. So that's where the name came from, and that's where the logo is also from. You can see it on the back of the book. You've got the flag right
Chattanooga.
here. So yep, Chattanooga. And it's funny because when I was in Brazil, I had to try to figure out how to write Chattanooga so that they would say it the way that I say it. So that's how the spelling came about. I kind of went through a few different ideas.
Great. Well, we're going to play some Chattanoogas.
Sweet.
All right. One way to break it down is just to play one. I think playing the next flam on the following flam drag is really the hard part, is to get to that next flam. So we're going to just play one flam drag, Chattanooga. So, and this is exercise number 1 out of the rudimental reference book. Chattanooga, 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 Chat. And then guess what? It doesn't say it in the book, but we're going to go to the left hand.
Cool.
Okay, so this isn't that difficult. Here we go. I got a theory about playing starting with the left. It's not difficult to start with the left. It's difficult to follow with the right. Think about it. Here we go. Chat-digga-da, ready. 1, 2, 3, play. 2, 3. Left hand. A little faster. And a little faster. Okay. I don't know about you, but for me, the easiest tempo we played just now was at the end.
Yeah. As it gets faster, the sticks seem to want to bounce the way that the flam drag is set up.
Right. But there's less space. Here's my theory. There's less space between notes, especially that big dotted quarter rest. And when we were playing it slow, I was going, jet. I don't know if you could hear me. Jet to get that. I'm grunting. I'm counting, dudding kind of to myself, which is the way it should be. I don't want to hear you duds. Just a pet peeve of mine. So.
I totally agree.
So that's as we got faster, it's a little easier. I tell everybody in my book there's 7 tempos for every exercise. The most difficult tempos are 1 and 7 for totally different reasons, but they're the most difficult. The easiest are like 4, 3 and 4, probably 4 because it's right in the middle. Mm-hmm. All right, let's try another one. This flam drag exercise, we'll go to number 2. It just takes the flam drag and moves it over. Tell you what, before we do that, let's go to number 3. That one should probably be before number 2 because it's breaking it down. Larry's asking about breaking it down. So we're going to do it without the last note. Chat-digga without the da. Chat-digga, chat-digga, chat-digga. Can you say it without the da? Chat-digga.
I can try. Chat-digga.
Chat-digga, 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 chat-digga.
I noticed here there's no accents.
That's a typo.
Oh, because I think flam drags are hard to play without accents.
Well, let's do it without accents.
Yeah, okay.
There's actually, you found a typo in my book on exercise number 3 of section 27. There's no accents on the flam. I think there should be accents. I don't know. Let me ask the composer. Yeah, there should be accents. And but we're going to play it without. We're going to play the typo. Let's play the typo.
Cool, I love it.
All right. Just for fun. Because drumming should be fun, right? Here we go. Chat-digga. 1, 2, 3, play 2, 3. Tell you what, let's take the accents out of those 2.
All right.
The second measure, we'll take them out so it matches. Okay, we're a little faster. Chat-digga, ready, go. Oops.
I accented the second bar.
It's hard to do it without that note. One more time. Okay, that took a little concentration there. one, to play a flange drag without the last note, but you know what it does? It makes you focus on the diddle. So you play the diddle a little stronger and a little cleaner. I don't know if you noticed, but our first couple diddles, when we first started playing it, weren't together. But we both adjusted. So that's another great thing, of course, playing with someone else, is you have to adjust. And with the videos online, of course, we can't play in real time together, but you can play. We're going to do a lot of things where you can play with me and try to imitate and match my sound, which is going to, I think, be very beneficial. Okay, we've got another question. What's the other question?
We got several questions.
Wow, great. We'll go faster with these. Thanks, Larry, for that question. Good to. Well, we can't see you, but good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so back to when you and Scott played. Nicholas Owen wants to know, in that solo that they played, how is that space before the 7-stroke roll interpreted? The delay seems to be common practice.
Scott, do you want to answer that question?
Sure.
Okay.
Got a slide out here.
Okay, we're talking about. Go ahead. We're talking about Crazy Army, which if you don't have it, it's going to be on the website. It's for free, but the website's not up yet. We're still working on it, but it will be. If you want, you could email me and I can send it to you, just a PDF of it. This is Crazy Army by Ed Leemley. You want to explain the interpretation of those roles?
Sure. It's really a lot to get into, but making a long story short, just over the history of rudimental drumming, it started out as a way to communicate on the battlefield, and they just had to create a few little patterns that people could learn and soldiers could listen to know what to do. So it wasn't exactly from the beginning written down on a sheet of music as specific rhythms that you need to put a metronome to or anything like that. So actually dialects began to form in different regions of where rudimental drumming was happening. So in the United States, say there might be the New York way of playing something, or a Connecticut way, or maybe a Mississippi way, or whatnot, in the traditional fife and drum corps. So yeah, just to go from the very beginning to now.
I think he's talking about the lilt on the set.
Right. So different rudiments were interpreted different ways depending on where they were played and what group played them. So one particular group might play their sevens, in time but slowly. And another group might, at that same tempo, wait longer to begin the 7 and then cram it in. So, and then another might do more of a duple interpretation. It's all 7-stroke rolls, or tap 7s, or whatever you want to call them. So really, it's almost up to you as to how you want to interpret the 7 to be very vague, but.
The word he uses, interpretation, because I've heard so many times that people say, well, that's wrong. That's not the way to do it. So what do you mean? It's the way I do it. I like it. So it's interpretation. So how you interpret it it's not wrong unless two people are doing it two different ways at the same time. Then I guess that would be wrong. So.
I think I'm watching your hands to see when your stick is going to make it sound.
We're going to do, to show you, let's do this one. 41. On page 38, exercise 41, a 7-stroke roll exercise. This is kind of weird. It's in 3/4 with a 1/4 bar at the end. So it switches on the website. All right, so you ready? And we're going to lilt. Let's do lilt. No, let's do it quantized. Let's quantize it.
I don't know if
straight.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can. So we're gonna play it in time, like we're listening to a metronome. Man, listening to drum corps today is weird because, in the old guard, we play our feet go with our hands, but in drum corps, the hands go with the feet. In other words, with the metronome, they stay in time. But you guys interpret things, and it's so loose and flexible that the feet kind of hang back. they go with the hands.
Mhm.
Is that correct?
It's very accurate.
Yeah, I thought about that. I said, I never thought of it like that. So there's that. I'll be learning stuff on these lessons. All right, so let's try this exercise. This is, if you had the rudimental reference book, we're on page 54, playing exercise 41 section. Here we go, and these are 7-stroke rolls. 2, ready, and. Let's try it again. Sorry. 2, ready, and. Sorry. Okay. I can't read. But let's do it again. That was not good, but that was quantized. Let's try it again. We'll put a lilt to it. So we're going to stretch the tempo a little bit. Here we go. 2, ready, and.
Still not perfect.
No, it's not still not perfect. I read it a little better anyway. But that's really different. I mean, it's two really, really different interpretations. And in the second one, I think it's even more important that we get our stick heights and the lift together, because that's what I'm watching. I'm watching his stick go up out of the corner of my eye and just making sure mine's going up the same height. So we attack the same. Hope that answers your question.
And as the tempo increases, you almost leave the 7-stroke at the same tempo. So the lilt will be more magnified the faster that you get the exercise or the excerpt or what
Yeah, that's not a great example because there's no 16th notes in between where you can kind of, ebb and flow. Mm-hmm. That's not a great example. Actually, Crazy Army was a great example of that, so we caught it on that one. All right, another one?
Same question about Crazy Army. This is Damien
Bonessi,
yeah.
Damien, ¿cómo estás, Damien? We got people from Argentina in the house.
He's
That's
got a
awesome.
question. He wants to know about the interpretation in the third system, the accent pattern that's happening there. If you could slow that down.
In the third system, so
Crazy Army.
I gotta think what the third system is.
I don't know if that would be the repeat of A or the first beat.
That's the second part. It's this. Oh, you're talking about the accent pattern that we changed. I think I know what he's saying. That you get that? That thing.
And the beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what you're asking? We can wait a second. Let Gray know if that's what you're asking. You want to, because that's what y'all did. Actually, I got to play with the old guard this past year at PASIC in San Antonio, and what a thrill! I mean, on my rope tension drum. So on this drum here, big drum, which we will do in some of the lessons. I don't think we're wired. We're not wired. Gray's going, no, don't play that drum, because we'll blow the microphones out. But it was a thrill, and y'all put those accents in, and I had to learn that on the fly. Like we started playing, I'm going, whoa, what? I say, okay, they're not accent 1, they're accent end, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in the B of Crazy Army, if you're familiar with the piece, there's the 2 1E and 2E and rhythms. The first one is out of a roll, I believe, so it's bald, it doesn't have a grace note, and the second one does. So as it's written, more commonly you would see, right? And then you can mess with that a little bit and just invert what is accented and not accented. So instead of, it would be
With the flam.
right.
Yeah,
You put the
I don't
flam
think I was
down
playing
low. And in Swiss drumming, I believe that rudiment is called a charge stroke, but don't quote me on that. And the charge stroke would actually be lifted from the beginning. So it's kind of a hybrid. Whether or not it was intentional, I'm not sure.
And that's the way they hold the stick, too. Yeah. Yeah. So There's lots of different kinds of rudimental drumming, and we're going to try and cover it all on this website. We're gonna do some pipe band drumming, and you'll find that there's different techniques used in different styles of rudimental drumming, even within the United States, and the different drum corps and different types of marching bands. So there's some varieties, and I wouldn't say anything's wrong. I think some things you get different results with different techniques. So that's what you need to know. What's good for what you want to get, the result. What's most important, and I'll say this over and over and over again, is the music. The technique has to serve what you're doing. The technique is not important. How you use the technique to play the music, that's what's important. So we'll talk more about that in depth in lessons. What else?
Joseph Welsh wants to know, what is the most painful, effective exercise to strengthen chops?
Joseph Welch. I should get someone else up here and put him through the grinder. So, who wants to chop out? You love chopping out. Anybody want to chop out?
I can talk about grid.
A long stroke roll. A double
Well,
stroke.
I'll tell you one thing that we used to do, and it's in this book. It's just singles. Double stroke rolls and then singles. So we'll do 4 counts and then 4 counts of each. 4 and then 4 counts, 4 counts, 2 counts, 2 counts, 1, 1, 1, till you get to Radamucus. It's in the books. It's in my book somewhere. I'd have to search for it.
So the singles are
We
6
called it.
couplets.
Let me show you. So it's one measure. It's a tap roll. 1, 2, 3, 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 2 counts. Then 2 counts of singles. 1 count. Then a Radamucus. Singles. So you end on the left hand.
Okay.
And you do the whole thing following with the right.
What
I did
show
there?
is that from? Didn't you do that?
That
for a
was actually
specific
there was
show?
something. Yeah, actually, when I marched in the Phantom Regiment, we had a part similar to that in Spartacus that Marty Hurley wrote, and it was fast. And so, I'm sure that's where this exercise came from. And we used to do a quarter mile with this exercise, starting slow and gradually speeding up all the way. A quarter mile, all the way around the track with the snare line. Those are the days.
Bowl stroll.
Yeah, so we called it MF for mezzo forte. All right. You want to try it? Sure. We'll go a little
Twice in
faster.
each pattern.
Yeah.
Until you get to rats and then 4 rats.
Yeah.
Or 3
Three
rats.
rats.
and
3 rats and then a single. You guys got it? Everybody got it? Get your pad out. So this is we want you playing along as well. So we got to get going fast for it to really work on chops, right?
Fast chops.
We're gonna fast forward ahead about here. You good?
We'll see.
You good? Oh, I think he would smoke me.
Take
So,
a good job.
1, 2, ready, and. Fix your
That's
pad
fine.
so John
Yeah.
doesn't have to
Thank you very much.
hold the pad. Let's do a little faster. Everybody okay at that tempo? And here's the thing. For some of you that might have been like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. I can't do that. That's okay. Slow it down. Slow it down and play it slower. If you can get it at that speed, you warmed up, stretch. I know, like it's the first thing we did that was. Yeah, it shouldn't be the first thing you play. You should kind of warm up to get there. We've been playing a little bit though. It's not like it's the first thing we play. It's just third.
Always good to stretch.
Yeah, always good to stretch. Let's try a little faster. Not quite ludicrous speed, but getting up there.
Maybe bring the stick heights down a little bit.
What'd you say?
So maybe I'll bring the stick heights down somewhat.
Here he said. Taught him well. Bring your sticks heights down. You got less time. You got to bring it down. We're using a little bit of a molar on those singles. Are you? I am.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever's
So
comfortable.
yeah, it's got to be comfortable. You don't want to stiffen up. If you stiffen up and lock your arm and just use your hand, that lactic acid is going to build in your forearm, and you're toast. That's it. You're done. All right. So make sure you use a little bit of arm, get a little bit of whop right there. That's going to give you power, speed, and endurance. 3 things I love. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. High five. I don't know that one.
Yep.
Not hip to the young things. All right, so
Well, I'm toast. I need to take a little break.
all right. Well, I'm going to show. We got to stretch that. After you do something strenuous, do some rebound strokes. I like this exercise. I think. You know that one? I like that duet. That's kind of nice. Okay. Anyway, do something where you're just stretching it out, something easy like rebound strokes. Get loosened up again. Okay?
Switch them out.
Okay, come on. Actually, we got any other questions?
Yeah, because the next question is for John.
Oh, got a question for John Grant.
Yeah. Frank Sanchez wants to know how the Brazilian school got started and what was the process.
All right, well, I'm going to try to make this long story as short as possible. I was in Brazil studying capoeira, and my sister and I were teaching marching bands around the country in different states.
Capoeira is a martial art, the Brazilian martial art.
Yeah, we should maybe put a link or something later on. But anyway, yeah. And we noticed that every band that we went to, there's always at least 1 or 2 kids that really, had a lot of potential, and we wanted to get all these guys together so we could do some more advanced kind of stuff. And so we set up a kind of a workshop. It was supposed to be just a Sunday afternoon kind of a thing, and a lot of people came out from a lot of different states around the country, and so we decided to do it again and turn it into like a drum corps style weekend workout, where people show up maybe Friday, and we just played all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon we let everybody go back home. And we just stopped to eat and sleep. And the Brazilian guys, they would generally stay up until, late at night and wake up really early morning, taking advantage of every moment that they had together. And after a while, these little workshops, we decided to put a name on the group and called it Chate de Guitarra, because our whole idea was just to teach, the rudimental style of percussion that we have here in the United States quite a bit, and bring it out there. So essentially, that's kind of the way it went down. And our drum line out there is not like a set drum line like maybe drum corps or marching bands work here in the United States. Every weekend that we have these camps, a different group of kids comes out, and over time we've had the opportunity to play on TV and stuff like that. And whenever we have these kind of events, we just call out the guys who know the music. And so we do a lot of work over the internet. If you check out Chate de Guitarra on the internet, you'll find a lot of individual kids' videos. So one of the things we do is, we post like an exercise on the internet and ask kids to send videos so that they can learn from the other kids around the country. It started out as I was doing videos and people like, well, yeah, he can do it because he's an American, he's got drum corps experience and all that kind of stuff. So I took all my videos off the internet and had my students make videos so other Brazilian kids who didn't have as much experience could see that other Brazilians are actually doing it, and yeah, they can do it too. And so it kind of grew over time, and fortunately,
it's catching on. The rudimental stuff, this style of rudimental drumming is catching on all over the world. In Brazil, I know Damian, and I don't know if Nacho's down there, and Sebastian, all those guys down in Argentina. It's catching on down there too. They're some good players down there.
Yeah.
This past year I was in Italy, A lot of. I don't know if we have any people from Italy. Anybody from Italy? Shout out. Of course, it's in the middle of the night in Italy, so yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Maybe
Brazil,
not. Yeah. So, yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
So-
for the question, Frank.
So yeah, because of what he did down there, I noticed him, and we became, friends on the internet. And I said, "Hey, I need a drumline instructor at University of Southern Mississippi. You interested in working on a degree?" And he said, "Hell yeah!"
So the funny thing about that was, in early 90s, I bought this book and used to teach out of it. And so, when the author of the Drummer's Rudimental Reference book got in touch with me about working with him, I jumped on the opportunity as quick as possible. So, like I said again, it's an honor to be here.
Good. That's great. Glad to have him. He's doing a great job too. If you can, check out the Southern Miss Drumline on YouTube. Just put Southern Miss Drumline. There's some great videos in there.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff from this year too, right? Yeah. So check it out. Any other questions? All right. Let's see. Who else is online? How many people we have online?
15 right now.
15. That's good. Good. That's a good number. So what I would like to ask of you, we've been sharing. I want you to share too. What would you like to see? What particularly interests you in the future? Not necessarily right now, but what would you benefit from if we had something to put online? It could be anything. We're going to be doing all kinds of lessons, ancient solos, modern solos, drumline exercises. We're going to be shooting video of drum lines, drum corps exercises, drum corps licks, excerpts, all kinds of stuff, and then stuff for drum set too, application of rudiments and the technique thereof. So, but anything else?
Joseph Welsh again. This is his friend Bonner this time. Are there any good flam tap exercises?
Tons of them. Yes. We'll take one out of. I think there's a good one out of this book. Actually, this is, this book. The tracks, the playback tracks. Each lesson is in a different style of music. So every time you turn the page, all the tracks are in a different style. It might be hip hop, and I turn the page, and then it's rock and roll, Flamacuse. Drew has a cameo in that one. On that, and then disco. But flam taps.
Hey, Drew, you wanna demonstrate some of these flam taps? I got
Yeah,
to do
come
flam
on.
drag.
Yeah, come on.
To come up.
So bring Drew up, do some flam taps. So this is the section in flam taps. This breaks it down. Really, flam taps. We'll do exercise number 2. It's just breaking it down one hand at a time. So we're going to break it down, and we're going to slow it down, so we can eventually throw it down. Scott, are you out?
I may be back.
Okay, so everybody say bye to Scott. He's got to go.
Everyone type goodbye, Scott.
Yeah.
And send it, please.
Let's see how many people actually do it. All right, so it's just breaking down. If I take a flam tap,
So however fast you can play that is how
Yeah.
fast you can play flam taps.
yeah, but we want to work on that technique. We'll do it slow. And I'm going to show you something here. This is called mirroring. You want getting double stops, making sure both hands. This is a great exercise because you can see that both sticks are being lifted to the same height. Now on a drum, this sounds awful. Double stops on a snare drum is just an awful sound. A flat flam, just one of my pet peeves. So, but on a pad, this is great. Okay, so that's what the hands are doing, one hand at a time. We put them together. I'm just going to do one flam tap. So the exercise is 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4. Left hand, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4. Okay? And the soundtrack to this one is really cool. It's all steel. This is all steel drums, which is another love of mine. In fact, I'm leaving tomorrow for Trinidad to go play with Andy Norell's band, panorama.
I didn't
I'm
know if you knew-
so excited.
I didn't know if you knew this. They're not actually drums. They're called steel pans. They're
Yeah,
not.
thanks.
They're not membranophones. So I didn't know if you knew that.
Wow, big words.
Yeah.
All right.
I got him. Got him.
All right. So yeah, steel pans. So all the tracks on here is steel pan music. Let's try it again. 2, ready, go. Okay. I hear steel pans. Somebody's practicing across the hall. All right. Now also, let me say something about fulcrum on these different rudiments. Everyone says the fulcrum has to be right here. That's the fulcrum. Never move. Well, I do. For flam taps and any other bounce rudiment like Swiss Army triplets or flam mills, I'm gonna move my fulcrum back a little bit. Actually, more here, or somewhat of a 3-point fulcrum, like this. I move it back a little bit because it's more bounce. You see my right hand. Whereas if I'm playing a controlled stroke, I'm going to pinch in the front of the fulcrum and hold it down. For bounce strokes, you see how I kind of loosen up the grip and let the stick do the work. I'm controlling the stick with these back fingers. Now my pinky is pushing the stick.
I notice your wrist moves every time you stroke the drum as well. So for each note, there's 3 flicks of the wrist. A lot of people get caught doing this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you move it once, where you can kind of get away with that in flam taps, but I've found with especially chicos, younger students, that's a trap they fall into. So when they start to play faster, it becomes a problem. And you're talking about fulcrum. I've had to make adjustments. It's going to be different for everybody based on how your build is. I've had a lot of tendonitis problems where I've had to kind of shift back towards the middle finger even for controlled strokes. So I don't even really think about using pointer or middle. Some may say you could use pointer and middle. Why not both? Right? You know that commercial? No?
So with technique, we're going to be saying some things that might go against the grain from what you learned or what you were told, and I'll ask you to do the same. I ask Drew, or any of my students do, is you don't have to take my word for it. Think about it and do what's going to work best for you. Okay? I think I'm a combination of all my teachers. You know, Marty Hurley was probably my biggest influence, but I don't play exactly like Marty does, and we used to get in arguments about certain things because I disagreed with him on 1 or 2 things. Not much. Most of the time I just did what he said. So, but there's that. So take it or leave it. We're going to try and show you well, it works for me, it works for us, and whoever's teaching. Okay? All right. Is there anything else?
Yes.
We got more questions.
Dominique wants to know, I have a vague memory of a cool quintuplet lick you wrote for Phantom in '88. It was over the bar line, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Could you do a basic demo of that style lick? Maybe an exercise?
Yeah. I wrote the drum solos for Phantom Regiment in '88 and '89 and '87, I think. Man. Yeah, '87.
I was a little younger.
You were born in '88.
-1 for one of those.
Born. Yeah. I think the one. See. I gotta think about it. That's not the one. Let me get the music to. I know what you're thinking. You wrote it. Can't remember it? Well, that was how many years ago? It's a couple.
27.
It's on the Phantom. See, I'll have it. Huh?
We can do it later.
Yeah, let me get the music for that one. So I get it. I need Phantom. What I need is that Phantom Cajuns. It's in that. It'll be on my. Give me my iPad out of my bag over
You
there.
want to do another flam tap exercise?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do one more flam tap exercise. Can you do this one? I love this one.
I don't know that one.
Okay, you need to work on that one because that one's fun. Okay.
I don't know that one.
We can do let's do the next one. So the next flam tap exercise in lesson 13. So this one really works on using the fingers because now we have not just flams. It's hang on. You're looking for my. Is it not?
If you have the book at home, it's exercise 3. And that's written.
It's not in there.
That's written
I
as
must.
a
It must be in the pan yard.
mill.
Got another one? Okay. We have another question.
Um,
But let's play this once. Okay, we got 3,
Mill.
3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's mill. Okay, so that looks. Hopefully that looks really easy. That's because it is. There's no control strokes in that exercise. It's all bounce. You can go ahead, John. Go ahead and get that. Just gonna opening the door, waiting to open the door. So it's all finger control. It's just a lot of finger control. That's a great exercise for that. All right, you said you got another question?
Mm-hmm. 2 of them. Gilberto wants to know if you can explain the second paragraph of page 8 of the reference book.
The second paragraph of page 8 in the reference book. Who wants to know this?
Gilberto?
Gilberto.
That's it.
Where's Gilberto from? Doesn't sound. Brazil. Oh, okay, cool.
Brazil.
Como vai, Gilberto? The second paragraph. Oh wait, page 8.
Page 8.
Hang on.
And then he also wants to know about the roll speed and endurance chart on the last page.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. Okay, the first exercise. This is. Okay. I'll read it. The first exercise of this section uses 4 of the 5 strokes given on pages 6 and 7. The first accent is an accent without rebound, or a control stroke, setting up the following note, which is a tap or inner beat. The tap on the upbeat of count 1 is an upstroke. That prepares for an accent. The upbeat on count 4 in the first measure is a tap. Because the tap is followed by another tap, the stick remains down after striking the head. The upbeat of count 4 in the second measure is an accent with rebound. The stick should rebound up and be in the position for the accent on count 1 of measure 3. All right, whew, that's a lot of words for something that's really not that complicated. All right, the strokes, what I call the real rudiments, are the rebound stroke, control stroke, the tap, and the upstroke. All these strokes are defined by what follows because you're just preparing. And good rudimental drumming is about efficiency, being prepared for what's coming up. And that's what these strokes are. If you can play those 4 strokes, you can play all the rudiments. It's just learning what order these strokes are in. So a great exercise is this is your ABCs of drumming. This is literally your alphabet. If the rudiments are words, here's your alphabet. We're going to put two accents and 2 taps, which will be a rebound. Let's play a rebound stroke. Ready, go. Control stroke. Ready, go. Tap. Ready, go. Upstroke. Ready, go. All the way back. Yeah. Now we see what Drew did. He did this, but he didn't turn his wrist back. To complete the upstroke, got to turn the wrist back.
I was exaggerating for demonstration.
That's what it was. Okay, so make sure you pull the wrist. That's the molar stroke. If I didn't use it, it'd be all hand. And I know a lot of people teach this way and a lot of people play this way, and there's certain patterns where I will use just the hand and the wrist. A lot, especially with flam drags and stuff where I need to stay low. But when I want speed, especially on those singles, inverted flam taps, I'll lead with the wrist. That's the molar technique, if you will. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be very slight. It's just flexible. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to do 2 accents, 2 taps. 2, ready, and play, and. Your left hand, ready, go. Don't lift it up, up. So if you could think of it, let's slow it down. You can think of it as bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. Bounce, squeeze, relax. Don't too much arm, little less arm, more for wrist. Relax, lift on the lifts. Relax, lift. Bounce, tilts too much arm, lift. Relax, lift. Don't want to do the right hand. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. You don't want to overdo the upstroke because you can get caught out of position. Relax, lift. It's just to smooth it out. It'll give you some weight, it'll give you speed, and it'll absolutely give you endurance. So bounce, squeeze, you can do both hands. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. Bounce, squeeze, relax, lift. Okay, I think it's really important to revisit this, your techniques, and to improve your playing. No matter how long you've been playing. Drew's been playing a long time, and I'm here fixing stuff on him. So
I'm getting worked, man.
Yeah.
Getting worked.
All right. Do we have another question? No more questions?
About the speed and endurance chart.
Oh, the speed and endurance chart. Okay, this chart was written when I was a stud, if that ever was the case. When I was marching corps and playing 10 and 11 hours a day, and I was at my chops were at the peak of my life. So, and this is kind of the chart I used to do my workouts. So if you want to try it, you can also adjust it. I would suggest adjusting. This isn't, week 1 is quarter note equal 108 beats per minute for 2 minutes. That's the 30-second note roll, and then the 6 tuplets at 100 beats per minute for 2 minutes. That's pretty fast. Already, that's pretty fast. So I was using this already being in pretty good shape and warmed up. This is something you do also after you've warmed up and you're like sweating and you're like ready to go. Not worn out, but warmed up. Make sure you don't wear yourself out. And then you can start that. But you can make your own chart. I would suggest making your own chart. And if I were to do this today, I would start slower. All right? I would start slower because I do not play snare drum 10 hours a day. Maybe some of you do. Maybe you can keep up with it. If you can, bravo. Go for it. Okay? But that's what that chart is. So a lot of people look at those tempos and they go, what? They try them. That's ridiculous. I can't do that. Well, I can't either. So just so you know, that was written when I could, and probably the last 2 or 3 tempos, I had to be on. It had to be a really good day where I ate just the right food and I got just the right amount of sleep, and it was just the right time of day, and it happened to be a full moon, and I could nail it. But there were times I failed, but it's a goal.
So if you can't play at that speed, you should still be able to sleep tonight. It's okay.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. That's kind of what we're after. That's why we want you to ask questions. Is not that we don't know anything. It's that we want to make things personalized for you. That's the beauty of the internet. So we want to cater to what you're after. Some of you may be trying to make middle school band, and some of you are 3rd year drum corps trying to become section leader. So
Or some of you we had a guy in there said he's been playing for 30 years.
Drum set,
Yeah, drum set. Yeah, you just come in. I get a lot of guys coming back that have been, in their 50s, 60s, come back and say, man, I just need to revisit technique. Help me out. I need some drills to work my hands on the pad. So, and I get that from a lot of people. I mean, actually, it's, I remember one time I was at a booth and at PASIC, and Marvin Smitty Smith, the drummer, used to be the drummer for Jay Leno, came up and he said, man, I need a lesson. I'm like going, what? Marvin Smitty Smith. So yeah, but we sat there and we did a technique lesson. He goes, I need to revisit technique. You need to work on this stuff. So.
And he had the Tonight Show gig.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I said,
killer.
yeah, it's kind of like, that's crazy. I took a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
So
That's
and
before selfie was a word.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, all right. Any other questions?
Yeah, last one. Quentin Thomas wants to know if you can do lesson 22, number 4 in the rudimental remedies.
Quentin, okay. Quentin from the coast. Quentin's a student of mine. What's up, Quentin?
What's up, Q?
22. What is it? Which one?
22, number 4.
Oh yeah, this one's kind of fun. Yeah, it's a little weird looking. It's 6 tuplets with a 16th note rest in the 6th tuplet. Probably something you don't see every day. I'll play it slow. So it's working on Swiss triplets, but it has some accents in it. So this is the 4th exercise in the Swiss Army triplet lesson. So there's a couple of prerequisites before you get to this one, if you will. But here's how it goes. Let me try to get off the left. Okay, so this is kind of tricky. I'm going to break it down a little bit because at the very end, everything's right, left, right, left, right, right. It's Swiss triplets.
Why don't you break it down for me so I can learn it?
All right.
How about that?
The last measure has a turnaround, has a single stroke. The last 3 notes are single stroke. So you go right, left, right, because the next is going to be the left to put you on the left hand. Okay, so I would say let's play this last count.
Okay.
And then into the left flam. 2, ready, go. Again, ready, go. Again, ready, go. Again, ready, go. Okay, got it. Now let's start on the left.
Okay.
And then we're going to end on the right.
Okay.
2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. Okay? So I'd say work on that little turnaround so when you get to it, it doesn't blow your mind. And in fact, with a lot of these exercises, the turnaround that switches to the other hand is the most difficult part of the exercise. So I'd say do that with all of them. All right, there's a couple of rebound strokes in here. We start out with controlled strokes. But I have 2 right hand accents in a row, right? So I have a right hand accent. No need to hold it down and then lift it again. I'm going to let the stick do the work. Remember, need to be efficient. All right, and then in the second line we have that
That's
2x.
the second
It's right.
count? Yeah.
It's right, left, right, left, and it's 2 left hand accents. So I'm going to make that first left a rebound stroke and the second one a control stroke. Now that sounds like really, man, there's that much details in an exercise like that? I'm being extremely anal. Now I don't think about it, not everything, but it's just like any sport where you, like tennis. I'll use tennis because we both play tennis. You practice your strokes over and over and over, thinking about putting your foot forward, watching the ball over and over and over, so that when it comes time to do it, you're really not thinking about it. You just do it. It's just natural. So that's the point you want to get to. So we practice it slow and think about it so that when we do speed it up and we do come across these rudiments, we're not really thinking that much. All right? That's where the technique's important.
Very little is going on in my head.
Yeah.
Most times.
There you go. Come on. Let's do the whole exercise.
Oh.
2, 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, now I'm glad you messed up, really, I am.
Messed up the left.
We go to the left, starting on the left. That blue is mine. And for a lot of you, and for a lot of students I have, they try to play off the left, they go, oh my, that's just so weird, it's just different. So, you know what they do? They just keep playing it off the right, and they don't try to play it off the left.
faster off the right.
No, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it again. And you're going to do it again and again and again at a slow tempo till you can play off the left. One thing we don't want to do is speed it up because we don't have it at this tempo yet.
But
right?
and as an impatient person, that's your instinct is to speed it up. It's like, because I got to learn it. I don't know it. I'm running out of time. He knows it, especially if you're competitive with people your own age.
That's everybody's instinct.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. 2, ready, and play, and. Okay.
So for me, I know that I need to work on.
This is what I do. I
the
say,
beginning.
you're done. You got to work on it at that tempo. For me, I take it a little faster. I stumbled a little bit on the left, so I need to work on it at that tempo. That was quirky. So thanks, Quentin.
Yeah, thanks, Quentin. Appreciate it.
All right,
Last one.
last question, and we got to go.
GClim96 wants to know, how can you tell if your flam 5s are distorted or tight?
Distorted or tight, one or the other. G Clem, what's up, G? What's up, G? He wanted to know, how do you know if your flam 5s are distorted or tight? Well, distorted. Here's what I do with my students. I tell them, I say it goes not just flam 5s, but any 5-stroke roll or any roll. I say I want you to play that 5-stroke roll this time as a single stroke roll, but with a double stroke sticking. Yeah. Okay. So that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. No. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want it to sound like dega dega da, like single stroke. Now we just add the grace note. So it's not distorted. So you just got to work on diddle quality. You know, make sure your diddles are strong. Maybe play it as a single stroke a few times, and then make sure your double strokes sound like your single strokes. All right. So we're going to do a lot of roll exercises to help you with roll quality, like playing on a soft surface, playing with brushes, just tons and tons and tons of roll exercises and hints to help you out with that. But it's the same thing applies. You need to first, with the flam 5, you got to be able to play good 5-stroke rolls, typically with an accent on the beginning, and you got to be able to play good flams, keeping the grace note low. Then it's just a matter of putting them together. Okay? Hope that helps. Okay? Guys, we need to wrap it up. And if you would, we would like to know, first of all, how the video feed was. If you could see everything clearly, if there's any hiccups as far as that goes.
Other than my playing.
The technology end of it. If you could help us out and send your message in. I want to thank Gray Sheely. He's our cameraman doing all of our videos and stuff. He's a former grad student here at Southern Miss, former student of mine. He's on the computer right now looking at your comments. If you would send him some notes and let him know what you thought about it, good and bad. Okay. If there's anything else you would like to see that we did not mention, or what might help you, so we can kind of customize some of the videos just for you people. All right. I think that's it. So be watching out. The website is Wootimental, WOOTIMENTAL, Wootimental.com.
Rudimental drumming.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
Just like if you said rudimental with a W, but you spelled it woot. Wootimental. Drumming.com.
Yeah, WOO. Just like our name. All right. And then, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. The site will be hopefully up soon. We don't have a launch date for it, We're just going to launch it when it's ready. Okay, and there's tons of material on it. We're putting stuff on it now. In the meantime, you can visit my site, which is johnwooten.com. It's all O's in my name, the vowels. All right, and the store there is open, but we're migrating it over to this website. Okay. Any other questions? Good. Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
It was
thank
fun
you,
having
people,
you.
for joining us. And I want to thank John Grant. Yep.
Scott Jameson
and the old guard. You guys want to come up here and play that exercise? Let's play that exercise.
Sure.
So Scott just walked back in.
And as we roll credits. I don't know who's that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy.
And we were kind of checking this out. This is an inverted flam tap exercise Scott and I were playing. And John came in and joined the party. We only have 2 pads, so I'm going to let them play it.
That's what we were playing earlier when I forgot to pick somebody up. So I just had to leave and come back.
Okay. So this is out of the Rudimental Reference Book. This is the sign-off exercise, page 98. 98. The inverted flam taps, exercises 8 and 9, right? You're going to cheese it up. So it's an inverted flam accent.
No rest in between 8
Yeah.
and 9. Just go straight
And then
into it.
they
All right.
cheese it up, which is 9, right? Okay. Thank you. Can they see me? Thank you very much, and we hope to see a lot of you in the future.
This one's a hard one to recover from, so apologies ahead of time. Hopefully we'll just make it through.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal.
You wanna? All right. Well, here we go.